Good morning from Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. My name is Ray Robinson. I am one of the ministers and joint president along with my wife Jackie here at the church. And I was just saying to somebody earlier, I've been coming to Wimbledon Church since I was 11 years old now, so I think I live here more than I do my own little home. So it's great to be here and it's great to be chairing again. And I'm very pleased to be able to chair for my good friend Ivan Lee. Ivan, welcome. Evening, morning.
Morning.
Ivan's going to come up in a moment and introduce himself and then do the opening prayer. And we're live on SPTV, which is also live on YouTube and Facebook. And I want you all to have a wonderful day with us. It's quite sunny here at the moment in Wimbledon. When we first arrived, it was looked like it was going to pour down with rain, but at the moment it's quite lovely and nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome Ivan to the platform to give us a short introduction to himself and then the opening prayer.
Morning, everyone. I'm not used to working Sunday mornings, but he's got me again. Introduction, right. Well, my name's Ivan Lee. I've been involved with the church 20 years. 2003, I walked in these doors and met a very strange chap called Derek Robinson. And it just led from there. I joined a circle here. I can't remember who the first circle leader was. That's bad of me. No, it was the other lady.
Schwartz.
You was there. What was her name?
Schwartz.
No, before Linda Schwartz. Doesn't matter anyway. Okay, but I've been working as a medium, if work's the right word, for about 20 years. Okay. No. She was in the circle. I've started something now, haven't I? Bear with us, everyone. And little blonde lady, you got me at it now. Linda Willett. That was it. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, now we've got that sorted out. We get on with it, shall we? Morning, everybody. My name's Ivan Lee. I've been involved with the Spiritualist Church Wimbledon for 20 years now. I've worked as a medium for 20. My first ever platform was with this lady over here, Shirley Monaco. Hi, Shirl. Okay, and been around the countries and other countries. Been to America with Ray and Jackie. Worked everywhere, really. And it's something I find quite a privilege. Privilege is the word, isn't it? A privilege to do, because it is nice and great to do. And also the other great thing about it is I love doing it, which is nice, isn't it? Anyone out there? I do what I do in the evenings. We come to the part of the morning where we'd all like to join hands and we contact the living. Because it's always nice to work in a nice uplifting way. I'm not going to get in the address yet. I was going to jump the gun. But first of all, before we carry on, I'd like to do an opening prayer, everybody. So if you'd like to bow your heads. Divine Spirit, dear Lord, we thank you for today and we ask for a blessing on each and every one of us and the households represented here. We ask you to allow us to link in with our loved ones from heaven, that they may come forward with messages of love, comfort and upliftment, to know that life is eternal, and sending out love to friends seen and unseen, and healing and love around the world, that we may all live on this earth in peace and harmony. Amen. Ray?
Well, friends, we're coming to the part of the service where we have the healing moments. It's a part of the service which you can all join in and be very much part of. And we pray for people that are absent from the church, but not absent from our hearts and our minds. And we send that love and strength out, which you can all do at home. And anyone else during the service has got any names, please try and put them up, and I'll do my best to take the names down and put them in the healing book. So this morning we pray for Kelly and Stephen, Pat, who's in hospital, Margaret is at home with pneumonia, Jackie with her breathing problems, Mary, Bernie, Linda, Colin, Milo the dog, Ethan, that's our grandson who's had chickenpox all week. He's been ever so good with it, but he's not been himself. Pam, Charlotte, Cherie, Barbara, Anthony, my Uncle Tony, who's had a stroke, Jill and Amber. We ask that God's infinite power and loving care is administered to all those names we pray for this morning, Give some strength and light to them, that they may be healed of mind, body and spirit, according to divine law. Amen. Can we now say together the Serenity Prayer, which will be up on the screen, and it's here in the church. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And it's important, friends, to understand those words, because there are times like Margaret, who's named up on the screen, who's not at all well at the moment, and she's facing her adversity at home in bed, not alone, but she's alone in the house on her own. Her daughter's quite near. And there's times like that where we need to accept what is going on. So, friends, Shayla, I'll do that in a moment. So let us now ask Jim to go around with the collection, and Richard will be putting some adverts on about what's going on in the world of SPTV.
My Spirit Life is a free online interactive magazine for those who have an interest in improving their spiritual lives. Authors can upload images, videos, and audio clips to their own articles. The public can place comments, rate the article, and follow the author. All articles are vetted before being published. For more information and to place your own article, please visit myspiritlife.co.uk. Tomorrow from 11 a.m, Nick Brown hosts SBTV's very own show, Start Your Day, with guests, readings, chat and live interaction with our viewers. Sarah Andrews joins us for her Angel Show from 6 p.m. on Monday, offering readings for our viewers and clarification of each angel. Tomorrow night from 8 p.m, join Claire Pasterfield for her own show. Claire will be offering free readings and advice via Facebook and YouTube.
We thank Jim for going around with the offertory, and thank you, all of you who have donated to the church this morning. If anybody online wishes to send a donation, the information's on our site, and we've greatly received. And thank you very much, all of you in the past that have donated to this church and continue to donate to the church. We've got a lot of bits and pieces we need to repair and keep repairing, and it's great that we have the finances still to be able to do this. So we'll do a few names on screen. Say hello to, I saw Margaret Barkley a few moments ago, and Sheila there, who's up there. Sandra E, good morning Sandra. Busy Bee, Bernie, it's lovely to see you. I hope you're feeling better. Hope to come down and see you in the next few days, or few weeks, I should say. Look after yourself. Margaret Bennett, good morning, cheers. Looks like a pint of Guinness there. Look, Ivan says good girl, so well done, Margaret. Gemma, good morning and welcome to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. Bev, good morning. From Australia. What part of Australia are you from, Bev? Lovely to see you. Wendy, good morning and welcome to our church. Raylene Parsons, good morning. Those kids look like they're having great fun. It's always good to share out the names and speak the names that we see, that people know we actually are paying attention to all of you out in the virtual world. And it's a great part of the church's work. Christine, hello darling. It's lovely to see you. Hope Spain's not too hot for you, but I know how much you love the heat and the sun. So be careful though, love. Look after yourself. You're not 21 anymore. Noeline Parr, I know she murdered me for that one. Noeline, Queensland. We've got relatives out there in Mitchellstown, I think it is. Noeline Parker. And that's my mother's maiden name, Parker. Kaylee Ann, good morning and welcome to our church and our Sunday service. Mary Dixie, that name sounds ever so familiar, Mary. Hope you're feeling better, Mary. Kelly, good morning. Have a lovely time. Jacqueline Hill, hello Jackie, hope you're well. Look forward to seeing you soon. You're off to Hive Church today, are you? So have a lovely time. Or Maidstone Church you're at, yeah, I see that now. Stacey, good morning, welcome. Jenny, hello, hope you are well and enjoy our Sunday service. Ivy May, how are you? Hope baby's doing well. I think we'll do that for now for the names. Ivan's going to be doing the reading, then after the reading he'll be giving the address. So Ivan, there's your book.
Morning everyone, again. Liven up, come on. Good morning everyone on the YouTube, web, what do we call it? Okay, the reading I like to do, it's from, I have this book, it's called The Still Voice, very good book, and there's some very short passages in it. And it's one of them great books you can just pick up, sort of open up any page. Do you know what I mean? Yes? And each chapter, if you like, and they are small chapters, and bite-size I call it, nice bite-sized little chunks of knowledge. Oh, look at them, there's lost on them, isn't it? Look at them, look. And afterwards, there are short meditations, which you won't do. I just want to read out two passages, actually. And the first one is entitled, Let Go Futile Worries. Cast out fear, my children. There is nothing for you to fear. Fear is a weakness, a chink in your armor of light. If you are fearful, you are opening a way for the enemies, the adversaries of God. You weaken yourself when you give way to fears, either for yourself or for others. Have no fear. Place your whole confidence in God, your Father, your Mother. Your difficulty on earth is that you want things to hurry up. You want things to happen all at once, but spiritual power works slowly. If you put a seed or bulb in the ground, it won't be hurried. It will take its time to grow and eventually bloom. This is how spiritual power works. If you live tranquilly and patiently, always with the conscience of God's love upholding you, you will find that all your life will be heaven. Whatever has crept into and seemingly spoilt your life will all gradually be resolved. But this won't happen if you harbour irritation, fear, and chaos in your own heart. Let go of these futile worries and fears, my children. All things work together for good for him who loves God. Your Father in heaven knows your need. Why be anxious? Seek the inner silence, the stillness of the pure spirit. In this shall your strength lie. And that was from the book, The Still Voice, which is a White Eagle book. And I think many of the chapters, I'm going into the address now, by the way, everyone, if no one noticed. Is that all right with everybody? Just checking. You're still on board, aren't you? Good. You're not falling asleep yet? Great. Excuse me. I said, I have bad hay fever, everybody, and it's really been playing up this morning, and it gets on my chest. Do you know what I mean? No one's bothered, Ray. No one's bothered.
I wasn't listening.
No, no, you wasn't. I mean, I always find, I mean, there's many readings, many books, many spiritual things you can get. Some make sense, some might not make sense. I always find it's a question of individual taste. It's what works for you, Because there's one thing we all are, and that's individuals, isn't it? Isn't it, everyone? Isn't it, Jim? Good. I thought it popped off then. To sleep. Okay, yeah, and you read, I mean, that one, Let Go of Futile Worries. I mean, one of the greatest things in the world, I think, it's obviously love and it is healing. Two things are certain in life, three things are certain in life, beg your pardon. One is you're born. Yes, I think we'd all agree on that one. Yes? The other thing that's certain in your life, we all pass. I think you'll all agree on that one, won't you? Yes, right. And the third thing, and it's a constant in life, it's a constant in your growth, your development, whatever you want to call it, there is change. There's always change in life, whether it be change in circumstances, work, family, health, finances. It's a one constant that will always be there. And as I was going to say human beings, what else would we be? As people, that's a better word, isn't it? It's not so pompous. As people, and with our psychological makeup, there's one thing we don't like. There's lots of things we don't like, but there's one thing that we find uncomfortable and we always fight against. What is that one thing? So I tell you, it's change. We don't like change, do we? No, and that's the one constant you're going to get. So, and it's one of the things you mainly worry about. I mean, I love this saying. It's an old-fashioned saying. It's an old saying. It is like, I can't remember how it goes at the minute, so I'm going to carry on till I remember how it goes. Okay? It just went right out of my head. But it's like, no, forget it. I can't think of it. Obviously not meant to go there, are we? Okay. But you get the constant change in life. And it's always good. You have many meditations. Right? It's like you think of yourself like in a canoe or on a river. Yes, life is like a river. Life is like a river. There's a song there, someone. But it is, because on a river, are you in control of where you go? No, not really, because you go with the tide and the ebbs. That makes sense? Yeah, you might have an oar to help you sort of steer slightly through troubled waters. Definitely a song there, isn't there? Throw a bridge in there, we're okay. That's quite good, that, wasn't it? But it's like life is like that, and it's like you can navigate it, but the great thing about navigation, you never know what storm's ahead, do you? Or sunshine's ahead, because it's one thing you will have change. And it's no good worrying about the change, because I understand from that passage that we all worry too much, and when you worry, you do make yourself, let's be honest, miserable. And you worry about things, and I mean, life is, there is ups, there is downs, there is bad times. You're not going to get away from that. We all got loved ones, we all got families, people will pass, and it is something that we have to deal with. But with all the people here, as we know, life continues. There is a continuation of life. It might not be on this plane, so I prefer to call it planes or this, not realms, but this earthly plane. But it's something to think of when you get the worries, and I always like the, and I can't say what, I can't say that, can I? It's the shrug of the shoulders, and it's just like, oh well, things happen. Does that make sense? And it's how you deal with it. Not deal with the situation, it's how you deal with it within yourself. How you deal with it. It's all, because life is perception as well, isn't it? I've gone off on another tangent now. Life is perception. And it's how you deal with things. I mean, I'm not just talking about family members who pass, or friends who pass, or loved ones who pass, but you've also got the changes in your health, the changes, because let's be honest, we do get older. And even me at my age, 24, no, I'm not doing bad. No, you do get ailments. It's the body will wear down and wear out. Yes? It's how you deal with it. Does that make sense? I mean, do you sit around in a room in a chair thinking, oh, my back's killing me, oh, what am I going to do? Woe is me. No, you don't really. Well, you might do, but you shouldn't. Yes? Because life is also for living, and you have to live and enjoy. And it's like, because when you're at your optimum best, because it goes back to one of the main purposes of everything is it's love and healing. It's helping others, helping yourself. When I say helping yourself, I don't mean in a greedy, narcissistic way, but it is like helping yourself, because if you're at your optimum best, you're better at helping others. Does that make sense? You healers out there, because you're the world's worst, you run around looking after everyone else and you neglect yourselves, especially when it comes to healing. I mean, how many healers here ask for healing for themselves? You would, Owen, you would, wouldn't you? She always throws a spanner in the works, that lady. Okay. But generally, they don't. That make you understand that, but you have to, because it's not selfish. It's like, you need to be at your optimum best. If you're at optimum best, you're at your best for others. Yes? Tomorrow's a mystery. Yesterday's a history. Today is a present. No, today is a gift. That's why it's called a present. That was it. That was the one. Just come to me. All that build-up wasn't really worth it, was it? But it is, because it also goes on. I mean, if you can be worrying about how you're going to pay this, how you're going to pay this, how you're going to get through the day, etc. It's like, but what you miss is the present moment, because we all live in the present moment, don't we? Because you're not going to get another moment again. Because once it's gone, it's gone. So you've got another moment, and it's no good worrying about next week or what you've done, because what you've done or things that have happened in the past, you can't change because it's already happened. Yes? Yeah. And it's like, can you not manipulate, can you control what happens in the future? Or well, you can put things in place or plans in place. What is that saying? The best laid plans of mice and men. Oh, full of them today, aren't I? I must have had a dictionary this morning. But it's like, it's of mice and men, because we've all done everything like this happened, that happened, and it completely opposite will happen. But I always find if you follow not your necessary, your mindset, because your mind is your own worst enemy sometimes, because it will always think of the worst. It'll always twist things around. Not that you're twisted people, of course. I don't mean that. God, they got serious then, didn't they? Yeah. But it's like your mind will play tricks with you. Do you understand that? It will. But it's like if you follow your feeling. It's a bit like how many times in life, and we've all done it, you've done something and you've thought to yourself, do you know what? I knew I shouldn't have done that because I knew that would happen. I knew that would be wrong. Yeah? But you still did it anyway. It's like, for the bottom line is, it's gut instinct. Gut instinct is a good way of putting it. So if you generally follow your gut instinct, which is usually worked through the spirit, because it's through the, if you know about chakras, it's through the solar plexus. That's why it's called gut instinct. That's invariably never wrong. It's always going to be correct. But do we listen to our gut instincts? No, we don't. We don't. Not all right. Calm down. No, not always. There's two of them I've got to keep my eye on, isn't it? All right. But we don't. And it's all about, I'm getting at the point, because you've got to be at your best. And if you go through life, because life will throw up its bad times. It will throw up its good times. It's like, it's life. And it's always the best way to deal with it is to be at your best. And and the other thing is, and you know, the rain always passes, doesn't it? I hope so, because we want to beat the Aussies today at the cricket, don't we, really? But I had to get the cricket one in there somewhere. Thank you. But I'll get on the golf in a minute. But the rain always passes. It does. Storms don't last forever, do they? And there's always sunshines ahead. So it's always think about your optimum. When the worries come in, just think to yourself, okay, that's how things happen. It's like you ebb and flow with life, whatever it may be. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you. No. By the way, that wasn't the address I wanted to give. That's something completely different to where I thought I was going. So there you are.
Well, quite a few people, Ivan, said how much they've enjoyed your reading and enjoyed your words.
Thank you.
They said they were very wise.
I am wise.
They say so.
I just let someone go, no you ain't.
Dad back. Well, friends, we thank you, Ivan, for your words and the reading. Now, friends, we're coming to that part of the service where Ivan would demonstrate the gifts of the Spirit. If Ivan should speak to you or come amongst you, please answer with a clear yes or no. Please do not try and feed the medium. Just say simply yes or no and leave the rest to Ivan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Mr. Ivan Lee.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. Okay, right. You all know how this works, don't you? Yes, because I'm really preaching to the converted here, aren't I? I'm glad someone's awake still. Okay, I don't know where I want to go yet. I've got two. I mean, the majority of you here have seen me work before. It's like I do like to work in an uplifting way, because it's like I said about the worry thing and the address I made earlier. There's a lot of misery in the world, isn't there? And it's always best to be uplifting, isn't it? Yes, and to go away with a smile on your face. And I've got to say something. This is how my mind works. I'm sitting there. Jim's going round with a plate, I think it would be really funny if you just went out the door and just carried on walking out with the plate and just went. That's how my mind works. Watch him next week, Ray. Watch him next week. It did, didn't it? Yeah. Dave Allen, for the younger people who don't know who he is. That's all of you, by the way. Right. I've got 2 gentlemen at the minute. Right. 3 gentlemen. Does anyone, James, I don't know if it's Jim. Does anyone connect with the James that's passed? I thought hi, Kel. How are you? All right then. Well, let's get there a bit quicker, shall we? Because I've got this. Did you know this James fella, by the way? Yeah, Jimmy. I'm being polite because it's Sunday morning, but Jim Bob. Okay, Jimmy. Because who had the cancer condition? Well, he keeps making reference to a cancer condition. Right. And with Jimmy, did he pass quite quickly as well? So you talk about passing quite quick. Does that make sense? Now I know you're with your fella Steve there. All right, Steve. You all right, mate? Good boy. All right. Because he's making reference. I know there's a few health issues going on in a minute, but I want more with Steve than yourself. Do you understand that? He keeps talking about doctor's appointments coming up, and there's something about, no, it might be you, Kel, actually. He keeps showing me, go on, mate, I like Jim, he's a bit of a scatty bloke, he's sort of a bit here, there and everywhere. Does that make sense? I know he's your uncle, didn't I say that? Don't know, anyway, Uncle Jim. Oh, mate. Okay. Crazy is a word because he's bouncing all over the place. That makes sense? Yeah, right. And that's the best first communicator in the world, but never mind, I've got to get on with it. Sorry. I've got paperwork, official paperwork that needs sorting. There's a bit of a minefield with paperwork at the moment. Does that make sense, Kel or Stephen? It's to do with you two. So that'll be a yes then, won't it? God, it's hard work on a Sunday morning. Phil, your mum's here, by the way, says hello. Just thought I'd let you know. Okay. Like you. Right. Now, he's talking about the paper, clearing out the paper. Is there like, I don't know if it's like to do with health or paper to do with sort of, I don't want to, how do you put it? I don't like saying, all right, mate. Oh, he goes on, doesn't he? Okay. It's something to do with, I don't know if it's benefits or something to do with some paperwork to do with benefits and stuff that's been hard work to get, but it's something you deserve or should be having. No, it's not. He's talking about, I like him a lot. He's an argumentative sod as well. Does that make sense? Yeah, because he's come in and he's making reference. No. There's something going on. It might be something. We don't do fortune telling, okay? And he keeps talking about, I don't know if there's a May anniversary or May birthday as well, right? Because he's right with everything. He's a nutter. He's an absolute balmy bloke. I don't like him. No, I like him. He's harmless, but he's an idiot. Does that make? I've got to put it like that because he's telling me to say that. Does that make sense? I don't mean he's an idiot academically, but he's just all over the place. He comes across as a bit crazy. Definitely. All right. Now, the hospital thing, and that is not to do with you, by the way. It's to do with someone else completely. So forget that. Okay? Because I've got a John just coming in here, and it's like I don't want to be with you with this. I want to be with someone else. So don't, because you haven't got a John, have you? Please say no. No, you haven't, because it's not your dad. Yeah, thank you. Right, but Uncle Jim, right, but sends his lovely son. I mean, you know spirits around you, and it's like the paperwork's got to go. Does that make sense? And he keeps making reference. I can't change this, Kelly. He keeps showing me medication. Is there some sort of change in medication? Hey, what? Don't mind that. That's recent. That makes sense. If that's for me, I'll be home about 2 o'clock. All right, I'm not going for 3, but if that's my dinner order, I'll be back at 1. Okay, it's all right. I thought we didn't have music on a Sunday anymore. So, all right, mate. So I don't want to move. I've got to stay here. So the medication makes sense. Yes, Kelly? Good, done, sorted, get on with it. And also, with the medication, that's for you, isn't the medication? Yeah, because it's your Uncle Jim, that makes sense? Yeah, because he's also making, does it make you feel a bit queasy? Or does it, because sometimes when we have medication, I've got it, mate, it makes us a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Bound, or queasy, or... Yeah, that'll do, because it makes you feel not quite Yeah, I've got it, mate. I've got it, mate. Slow down. Then he don't have to repeat himself, doesn't he? I know, he's doing it. I talk fast and I can't keep up with this fella. Right, and he likes to drink and all, by the way. Yeah. I'm not calling him an alcoholic, borderline maybe, but he likes to drink. Okay. No. It's just normal fellas, that makes sense. But he's making reference to, yeah, I've got it. It's like thank you, right? You was right. He's a cocky sod and all. She just went, I was right, wasn't I? I went, yeah, you was. It's her fault. It's your fault, Kelly. Right, but that makes sense. Right, just carry on, keep taking the tablets, love. All right, as they say in the old days, keep taking tablets, you'll be fine. That makes sense. But that's Uncle Jip, right, mate? Good. Jip. Oh, I thought he was going. All right, mate. He doesn't usually come forward to say hello. Yeah, because he just said, I don't usually do this, but I want to do it for a change. Does that make sense? Thank you. And there's also the May connection, or the May anniversary. Where does the May connection work? That'll do. Not a big one next year, is it, Kelly? Sure? I'm just checking. You sure? No. Oh, you get loads of big ones. Okay, anyway, but Jim, all right, mate, Uncle Jim sends his love is fine. Does that make sense? That's for you. Right, now, I've got John. June, I know Dave, right? But I've got your dad's John, isn't he? Yeah, and your dad, all right, mate, I've got a Frank and I've got a Johnny. There's a Jim that connects with you somewhere. Hang on a minute, I don't want to kill everyone this morning, June. Right. Who had the lung condition? Right, okay, I want to stick with your dad. Does that make sense? Because it's like, I know Mum's passed as well. And Mary don't connect anywhere, does it? Or Maureen. It's like an M name. You sure? It's all right, hang on a minute. I'm not looking at you, I'm listening to them. Behave. It's not Margaret. Who connects with the Margaret? That's Mary. I want Mary. I'll be with you in a minute, right? John's here. There's Frank. That's your dad, Dave, isn't it, Frank? But with John, and John's got Johnny. Okay, they're coming. I know there's been a recent passing. Okay, I know that. But I'm not going to go down that road. It's like and I know Dave's been a bit ill recently. Does that make sense? But is there a follow-up or a doctor's appointment, hospital appointment coming up for a checkup? Yes, because this is where your dad's going. I like her dad, Dave, because you must have known June's dad. I know you knew your dad, obviously, okay, but it's almost like John went, oh, he'd listen to me, as though you might not listen to your dad sometimes. That makes sense. And you know the villa you're getting rid of? Are you bringing his ashes back? Yeah, I know, because your dad, I like your dad, Frank. He's got quite a nice dry sense of humour. So you just went, no, leave me out there, mate. I like it there. Okay? But that's him for you. Does that make sense? Right. But your dad, John, because John is, all right, mate, is his son. I don't care. Is your brother. Right. Now, and he's all right, by the way. Does that make sense? But it's like, I've got, all right, mate. It's your dad coming forward. Was it like cancer he had or Yeah, with the lung condition. Yeah. And who had the heart problem as well? Who passed with the aneurysm or the heart issue quite quickly? I've got Johnny, because he must have passed quite quick and collapsed. That makes sense? Well, yeah, very quick. That makes sense, because he did like a drink and a puff and all that stuff. That makes sense. And there's antidepressants with him as well. Okay, he's all right now, by the way. He's fine. But it's like your dad, right, you tell this fella of yours, it's you, Dave, oh, I'm going to enjoy this. Got the hospital thing coming up, yes? I mean, you know, we don't do fortune telling, right? But John, your father-in-law, and he can be quite stroppy sometimes, your father-in-law. Does that make sense, June? As he wants to put it right, does that make sense? Your dad, Frank's too nice. He lets people not get away with stuff, but he's quite easygoing. Does that make sense? Right, now, because he's making... Who had the stroke? No. Who had dementia? Who had the dementia? That was Mum, wasn't it? Yeah. Right, okay, hang on, everyone. But with... All right. Well, he's a stroppy sod, your dad, sometimes, isn't he, June? In a good way. Yeah. When he wants to get something across, he'd be quite firm with it. That's not stroppy, that's the wrong thing to say. He's quite firm. Do you understand that? Because he's making reference to you're the boy. You're the boy, by the way, Dave. The boy. Right. Could do that again. It's good, wasn't it? The boy. Okay, right. do as you're bloody told. Simple as that. It's just because you don't. You ignore think he thinks he's Peter Pan sometimes, doesn't he? Yeah. And it's like, I mean, you ain't going anywhere, you're all right, but there's a few things that need, thank you, addressing. It's a good way of putting it, isn't it? Addressing. No real major things, that makes sense. It's just, it is, that's interesting, that is, John. Thank you. I like your dad. He's a friendly man and quite nice, right? I could sit down and have a scotch with your dad. He's a nice bloke. You're Frank. Does that make sense? Yeah, right. And it is Scotch whiskey, by the way, because I can smell it later, mate. Right, now. I've got it. Yeah, because it is wear and tear, Dave, and a few things going on. You know, I spoke about it earlier, wear and tear, and it's like, you don't moan about it, you just get on with it, you know, and it's almost like, I'm not even telling you, thank you, hang on, love. You don't even have to slow down. You just got to be mindful of, I don't know if it's medication, this, of taking care of yourself a little bit better, but not necessarily slow down. Does that make sense? Right, I know June, can't say that, tries to keep you in your place. Yeah, he don't listen, does he? Never mind. Right, okay. But John, for a minute, okay, your dad. Do you have heart problems? Yeah, because he kept on his heart. That makes sense. And I know Mum's passed as well. Okay, she's okay. Was your mum the little lady? She's quite little, very frail towards the end. Does that make sense? She's fine now because out the two, your Frank and your mum, she's the one who'd be the boss. Does that make sense? All right, because she's the bloody boss. And she keeps giving me a rose as well. So I don't know where that connects. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, love, I got it. Because oh, here we go, she's going to give me a headache. Bang, boom, bing. Because you don't often hear from mum. Does that make sense, Dave? All right, so usually, all right, John, get off you go. Because mum wanted to get in. And is there a ring? You've got a sister, haven't you? Yes? Dave, wake up. Pay attention. Right, you got a sister living. Did she keep mum's rings? Yeah, because she said the sister's got her rings, which is fine. She's all right with it. And she's with your dad, Frank. She's with my Frank. I like you, love. She just went, I'm with my Frank. Does that make sense? They are together. Because, I mean, Dad was a while back, but I know Mum was recent. So you understand that? But she's absolutely fine. Sends her love. And she's all right, love. You don't want her tan in your ass when you don't do as you're told, do you? Because she would be running down the road with the old frying pan after you. Bosh, that was one of them. Does that make sense? Okay, but I've got appendicitis. I haven't got appendicitis, by the way. I've got a pain. Who are you? Right. Okay, but Mum, Dad, send their love. They're all right. It's just because I know there's been a worry, you see, around him. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. More of a worry around Chelsea, really, I would have thought. But okay, I've got them here gatherings. That makes sense. Not to come and get you, Dave. I do like your dad, Frank. Very dry humour. Very quiet. He went, no, we ain't come to get him. He's all right for a minute. Okay. But they're around. Does that make sense? Just do as you're told. Right. Now, I've got a lady. I do want Mary. I'm sure it's Mary, quite contrary. I've got a Mary that connects somewhere. Hello. Is that grandmother? No. Doesn't fit. I've got to carry. What's your name? Hello, Sandra. Oh, it's named my ex-mother-in-law. Ooh. Right. Has Mary the neighbour passed? Did she have a lot of different health issues before she passed? And was she quite frail, issues with the walking, Sandra? Right. Did you help her out at all? I don't mind that because you made me feel like very sort of closer than a neighbour. Does that make sense? Right. Now, and Dad's passed, hasn't he, Sandra? Yeah. Who had I don't know if I've had a heart problem or heart issue. Yeah, because I'm talking, all right, love. Because I'm talking to Mary because she kept interrupting me in a nice way because she's quite a not a formidable lady. She's quite a bit pushy. You understand that? And she wants to thank you for helping me because really, did she? I don't know if you ordered her shopping or got her shopping in or helped. I don't mind that. I know. All right, I do like Mary. She just went, I'm not wrong. Just tell her. Okay. It's just a thank you. Does that make sense? Now, with your dad though. Did you get on with that okay? Yeah, because he's what I call your old school type. Does that make sense? He's very... Coffee. Who's that? I know it's your dad. Yeah, I keep doing that with Dad. Does that make sense? Right. I told you it's your dad, Sandra. Pay attention. Okay. All right. Right, because he's connected in and he's making... Okay, I've got it, mate. I've got it. And he's what I call old school. Quite a private man as well. Yeah, just want to say hello. And who, the lady, I don't know if she's your lady, I've got a lady who passed with cancer, and I'm sort of around this sort of area. Is that Mum? Yeah, because she just went, I'm Mum. Okay. I like Mum, but she's a bit more, I don't know if it opens the word, but a bit more communicative. She'd talk more than Dad. Does that make sense? Yeah. And was it round here, a cancer condition? All right, love. She just want to keep giving the pains here. But she just want to pop. She's with Dad, by the way. And I've also got, I don't know whether the Stockwell connections or the Oval around that area of London. Does that make sense? And all right, I've got it. Oh, what do you want then? Right, I know what your mum wants. She wants to cheer you up, Sandra, because you've been a bit miserable lately, haven't you? Yeah, because it's like, has there been a recent passing as well? Yeah, not Mum, because she's talking about someone recently. Do you understand that? And it is Mum, okay, darling, it is Mum giving me the information. Do you understand that? Okay, because Mum's making reference back, like, oh, I got it. You're not sleeping well, Sandra, you're a bit up and down through the night. Does that make sense? Well, coming to church is the wrong thing to do, isn't it? That's a bad career move there, isn't it, Sandra? Get that cross back up there. And some garlic bread. No. No, it's all right. It's fine, because your mum's got quite a cheeky sense of humour. I quite like her. And that makes she's not old. Oh, that's a rude thing to say. She's not staid or old school. Do you know what I mean? She's quite fun. Bubbly is the word I want to use, really. Does that make sense? She's quite bubbly, because she wants to make, just to cheer you up, basically. Right, my shoulder's gone. Who's had the problem with the shoulder? No, it's not you. It's not you. It's not you. I want someone else. I'll find you. Right, Jim? That's weird. Do you know someone who passed? I don't know if it's either dementia condition, not quite with it, but they had a fall before they passed. It wasn't the fall that caused their passing. I don't know if it was some sort of broken arm or because I got my arm in a sling, and probably hip as well. I don't think it's to do with you. Does that make sense to anyone here? It's a lady. I can't get rid of. Oh, hang on a minute. You know, thank you. I know it is. It's your Mary. Mary's talking about it. Yeah, Mary's talking. Good. Calm down, Sandra. Don't get too excited. They'll all want a message. Okay. That'll do. All right, love. Because I was focused on Mum and Dad, and she kept trying to get. It's a bit pushy, your Margaret. Does that make sense? And she wants to cheer you up as well. Do you understand that? Because it's like that's funny how it all sort of connects in with what I said. It's weird, isn't it? How you're doing a dress and all the messages sort of connect in. Because it's like Mum's making reference. It's like it's no good being worried or anything. You just get on with it. Does that make sense? And it's like, I mean, it's good. It's not wrong. That's a funny thing to say. It's not wrong to be miserable. I know what that means, you know, because sometimes when we're miserable, I'm going to get another dress there, I can feel it. Sometimes, right enough, sometimes when we're miserable, we beat ourselves up for being miserable. But it's fine to be miserable. It's part of your human emotions. That makes sense. Simple as that. Okay. And Annie don't connect with you, does it? Or Anne? Calm down. I want one who's passed. Yes. Right. Because I just went Anne's here and all. And you must have I know you got the Mary. Okay. But is there a Jean as well that connects? I've got Kylie and Jason here and all, by the way. I had to do it, didn't I? That's all right, because they're all sort of, I was going to say, it's all to do with Mum and that, because I know what Mum's, because Mum's cancer condition must have got aggressive quite quickly, and it went down quite quickly. And I don't know, I'm no good with flowers, but I've got mauve, what are them mauve flowers? Someone help me out.
Quite a lot of mauve.
But there is, isn't there? Oh, God. Who? Violets will do me. The little ones.
Yeah, violets.
It's nothing to do with you, the violets, by the way. That's to do with you, the violets. Mauve-haired lady. Right. Oh, I don't know. Okay. Yes, Sally. Right. I've got no one here for you, by the way. I just sort of, someone just gave me a load of flowers to give to you. It's all right. They're not real. You can wait. Right, Mum, Dad, and all your neighbours all sent their love. They're fine. It's to cheer you up, basically, Sandra. Does that make sense? Right, sorry, Jean. And Jean really wanted to get in, so I'll leave their love with you. Right, Sal, got to come to you very quickly. It isn't your dad. It isn't your boy. It's your mother. Because a woman's come in with flowers. Okay? Now, is there a birthday or anniversary coming up that's quite important? I don't mind that. An important one. That's fine, because that's what it's for. And your mum's given me in for it. That makes sense. Now, and who had did Mum have a dementia condition as well? Because as she connects in, I'm all fuzzy around the head. Does that make sense? And the anniversary Friday weren't your son's, was it? Yeah, because she said, she's telling me this, right? Because she went, it's for the boy. The boy's fine. I don't know what I'm doing that for, because he's not on the roof. No one laughed at that one. Don't do that one again. Right. But she's making reference. It's Mum. I like your mum. She's a very busy lady. And she likes to interfere in everyone's life. In a good way. Or she thinks it's in a good way. Do you understand that? Now, obviously, because with the dementia, it's the worst disease in the world, I think, dementia condition. And it's like, but she's more than okay. And was hers fully blown as well? So her dementia, was it fully blown? Yeah, I know, because they know who you are, but like, generally it's like, because I'm regressing to years past gone by. Does that make sense? Okay, because she wants to, all right, love, I've got to tell her thank you for keeping an eye on me. That's you, Sal, all right, okay. Now, and I know it's the son's anniversary. Do you understand that? It's past. Yeah, and she's also, and she knows about him. He is in the background, but he's a lively fella. And your dad's in the background, but your dad didn't want to come in. She said, no, let your mum. Sorry, Dad swears. Sunday morning, son. Right. Right, I got it. He went, let your mum. Nearly. I'm editing this, by the way. All right, everyone. He right. Oh, yeah, okay, mate, I got it. Your dad just went, your mother's doing it for a change. Does that make sense? Right. And is there a Shirley that connects with you? Or Sheila? You're Shirley, aren't you? Do you have a Sheila? Past? Yeah. I'm up with you then. So I went Shirley, Sheila. Mind you, night in Bangkok. Sorry, I went there. Right, Dad's fine and all, by the way. He's all right. But his mum wanted to do a bit of a change. That makes sense. And also, with your mother at Sal, have you got one of her rings and all? Yeah, do you wear it? Yeah, so, all right, love, she's got my ring on, tell her, hello. Right, now, message. Not much of a message, just a flower to you because it's a tough, well, I say tough time, yeah, you know life carries on because you have your own experiences with spirit, with things that happen to you that you know they're there. Does that make sense? But it's because of, is it your son's passing anniversary Friday, or his birthday, yeah. Sorry? Yeah, because I know it's to do with him. That makes sense. Okay, and it's always a tough time of year. It is, because it brings it all. Doesn't matter, you got an anniversary, birthday, it brings it back. That makes sense. Because your mum's in charge, and it's like, oh, your dad's getting the hump in the background. He's going down a club. He just shouted out, I'm going down a club. A social club. Yeah. It's one next door, mate. Don't have to go far. Right, now. I got it. With your mum, because she's making reference. Basically, it's, again, to do with the address. It's like, yeah, tell her I'm all right. Well, you know they're all right. And she looks after the boy. Does that make sense? Not that your boy needed looking after, by the way. But and they're all together. Do you understand that? And there's a little dog. I've got a little. You never used to have a little terrier dog, did you? A little. I call them brandy dogs. You see, yeah. Like Yorkshire Terrier or a little terrier. Yeah, a little dog, little yappity thing. All dogs yap, love. There's a dog here, you see, and I'm no good with it. Do you still have the lead as well for the dog? Because the dog told me, didn't really. The dog just told me. Okay, got it. Okay, now I've got Dr. Doolittle coming through, by the way. No, I'm not really. It must be getting up early on a Sunday. I'm not had no breakfast yet. Didn't get one invite, did I? Not one invite. No. okay, the dog's fine. Mum's telling me about the dog, okay, and I could just see the dog running up and down, and all right, love. And then your mum said, you still got the collar and lead for the dog. Does that make sense? Toby don't connect you anywhere, does it? Yeah, Toby. That's Toby Jugs. Oh, interesting. Shell. Right. Mum, Dad send their love, they're fine. The boy's all right as well, does that make sense? And it's like, but Mum wanted to do it for a change because she gave me the flowers tube. Your boy's birthday, give you a bit of a smile on your face. A lot, because I know you like the mauve colour and all that stuff. And it's like, they've got a lot of violets on mauve. Mauve flowers, okay? Whether they're violets or not, it doesn't matter. They're bloody mauve. And they're for you. Right, now, from Mum. Thank you, love. Right, now, and her ring's on and all. And also, did you lose her necklace as well, by the way? You got it on? You sure? Wait till you get home, love. No, I'm joking. It's a joke. She said, mention the necklace as well. Does that make sense? That's from Mum. Cheryl, you're right. I hate going to you because you. Okay, here we go. Right, now, I don't know if it is for you because I just had someone shout out Sheila. Right. Does anyone else connect with a Sheila? Do you know what? I'm going a few places here. Yeah. Where does Sheila connect, Jack? Yours is a cousin. Yours is a friend. Right. I'll get more information. I don't know where I want to go. Right. It's I don't know what. It's a weird thing they show me. They do this sometimes. I can see Toby Jugs. I don't know if it's a pub reference or. That'd do, because it might be a Toby Inn. Do you know what I mean, Jack? Well, you entitled a message. She had one page, didn't she? Here we go then. Right, now, I do like this. Right, Sheila, your aunt. Was she quite a bubbly lady? Very chatty? Very vivacious? Very... It is past Sunday morning. I don't want to call her a bit tarty, but... all right then. Flirty. Was she a bit flirty? Yeah, because she's bounding in. Does that make sense? Okay, right. And there's Toby. It might be the Toby Inn or the Toby. I know your dad liked his beers. That makes sense. He probably did like Now or Toby L or whatever. Do you understand that? That's probably where they got me with the Toby Jugs. But it is like, and I know there's. All right. I got it. Right now. I mean, I knew your dad, your old man. I knew Dad, I knew your mum, okay? But I want to stick with someone I didn't know. I didn't know Sheila. She's good fun, isn't she? Right, now, see, you're not the one who worries too much. You're quite good with that. Does that make sense? It's someone else who worries too much. I don't know who that could be. yeah. And he's called in the service short. Book done, but... It's just like, because I will say that. Okay. I like Sheila. She's got no boundaries whatsoever. And she'll just say things. That makes sense. And you do think, oh, you can't say that. It's a bit, not personal. We don't do personal. But it's, you must have known her at all.
I met her once or twice, yeah.
She's talking about you. Okay, a few health worries and that, but you get on with it. You're the one thing. Oh, this is because I know you, Jack, as well. And all sorts of stuff can happen to you, and you're like, I'm all right. I'm getting on with it. Do you know what I mean? Sod you. I'm moving forward. Does that make sense? And it's like the message more is to you, Ray, from Sheila. Tell him to stop. You worry more about Jackie than she worries about herself. Does that make sense? Right, and Sheila wanted to say that because I know you get messages from your dad. I know Dell's in the background anyway. Because when I said earlier, there's a funny bloke called Dell. When I sat down, I went, "Ain't that funny, mate?" So that was Dell for you. I can't prove that, but I don't have to. I don't care. Right, but Sheila wanted to come in because I do like her. I'd take her out.
You probably would have enjoyed that.
She just said, "I'm free tonight." No,
That's a worry.
it's a worry, isn't it? Oh, we'll get very weird at home later. I'm going to go fluff. Anyway, but it's unusual for her to come forward. That'd be unusual then, wouldn't it? God, she's not. Because it's like, I do like people to come forward that you don't usually come forward. Does that make sense? And did she pass quite quickly as well? Yeah, it might be, okay, I've got it, darling. It might, of course, she's like a doctor's daughter. Not that bad. She's like the doctor's wife.
Yeah, it was.
I'm even good when I don't try. Yeah, it's got that sort of nice, good mental. I quite like her, actually. She's good fun. Does that make sense? But she wanted to come in. I mean, you're right. I mean, I know there's different things going on, and it's like, you stop worrying, son. Called you son. Called him son. Stop worrying, son. She'll be all right. We're keeping an eye on her. And that's Sheila. Does that make sense? Okay. Right. That's it, really. And it's like, don't want anything wrong. What do you want? Is Rick's birthday coming up? Whose birthday's coming up?
Dad's last week and then
I know your dad's. Is it your dad's? It's your mum's next month.
next month.
About August.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they kept talking about an August birthday. I know. I knew your mum. But they kept talking about an August birthday coming up. And I know you mentioned Dad because I played golf with Tony. Sorry, everyone. Just going to have a chat. I played golf with Tony on your dad's birthday. Come around, Tony. We go with Dad's birthday. Right. I like that. Sheila's mental. Because Sheila's going, we're throwing a party for your mum.
Right.
All right, that was Sheila. And Sheila would like a little bit of a party or a soiree. That makes sense? Good, right, because she's more than okay. But Jill said, you know they're fine. They said they're fine. Because the worrying's making you miserable and ill, by the way, Mr. I don't like giving him messages because I'll have a go. Mr. Ray Robinson, does that make sense?
Yeah, I worry about it.
Yeah, okay. She's going, okay, Sheila's going, she's gobby, isn't she? And once she starts, you can't get rid of her. Because she's going, I've got it, love, she's going, yeah, we got it all in hand, don't worry. Because you don't worry. So I'll leave the lovely, so God bless. What time? One more, right. Who's never had a message for? Who's never ever had a message? Ain't getting one now. Hey? No, I've got something going on. I don't know where I want to go. Peter. I don't. Does somebody get rid of Pete or Pat? Pete or Pat? You want to get a message. Is it Pete? Pat? Where does Pat connect? A gentleman? Yeah, I'm sorry, Patrick. I don't want Pat, Patricia. Was he quite a nice gentleman friend of yours, Owen? Yeah, because was he quite proper as well? Quite, I don't know if I'm well read or quite, yeah, because I'm quite, I'm posh. To me, he's posh. Oh, cheers, Owen. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Right.
I like us.
And now I'm not going to go into any privacy details or issues over here, all right, with Pat, but he's gentlemanly. Does that make sense? Because he wants to connect in. And I know I must have passed quite a few years back. So I'm going back, because he's telling me he wasn't an old man to have passed. Be careful what you say. He's talking about late, I don't know if I'm late 60s, mid-60s. That's not old love. Blimey,
I'm 65.
we're all in trouble, aren't we? Okay, right. But it's my birthday in 2 weeks today, by the way, everybody. Sixth of August, everybody. Can leave stuff here for me if you wish. I did, didn't I? Told you to do. Anyway, sorry, Pat. And very gentlemanly, because it's like, because I started talking about something completely different, he went, oh, excuse me, and just sat back, as though he's not a pushy man. Does that make sense? Okay, right. No real message, Owen, just hello. And it's like, because that's interesting. Because I don't know if you've heard from him before. Yeah, I didn't think so, because he said, I've not done this, I want to do this. Does that make you understand that? And it's like, I know you've been involved with the church for longer than I have. Yeah. And I'm being polite there, wasn't I? Longer than I have, okay. But he's making reference as though, no, you do fine, you put along with it quite nicely, does that make sense? And he said, I don't understand what that means. Because this gentleman, Patrick, he just said, thank you, have a bit of fun. You need a bit of fun. Yeah, and it's like, well, I mean, everyone's idea of fun is different, okay? It's all, as long as you're not breaking any laws, get on with it. Okay, Patrick, because this is what he wants to bring forward to you, Owen. It's like, because I know you hear from everyone else, that makes sense? And you don't often get messages. Yeah, because he said they don't usually talk to her a lot, even though there's quite a lot over there you know that have passed. Does that make sense? But Patrick wanted to come in. I do like him. You didn't go courting, did you? Courting with him? All right, I'm just checking, love. You sure? I do like him. He's a nice man. Yeah, I know what he's. That's what.
I knew him from when I was younger.
Yeah, I know. He's teasing. He's bringing a smile to your face, and it's exactly what he's just done. Okay, because even though he's gentlemanly, he can be quite got a nice, cheeky, light humour. Does that make sense? Yeah, because that's what he wanted to bring forward. So I'd leave his love with you. Say God bless. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless. Good morning. Good night. Thank you.
Phil, you'd like to come up and do the notices? And as Phil comes out, I'd like to thank SPTV once again for all the lovely work they've done for us today, and hand over to Phil who'll give the notices for the coming week.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the congregation and online. So the first announcement I have to make today is new at Wimbledon, Tuesday evening, spiritual healing under the supervision of Leslie Morton for members of the community and animals. You will be greeted by our healer practitioners in a safe, friendly and welcoming atmosphere. This runs from 7 until 8:15 every Tuesday, and there are free will donations. There is also a Thursday clinic from 10 a.m. until 12 noon, again a free will donation. Parking is available opposite the church on 2 metres, if they are available, or in Hartfield Road next to Morrison's. Friendship Club is every Wednesday at Wimbledon Spiritualist Church from 11:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. in church, and sometimes 11:30 to 1 p.m. on Zoom. So please check the details on our Wimbledon Spiritualist Church Facebook pages each week. My next open platform will be on Thursday, September the 14th, after an August break. This starts at 7 p.m. and runs until 8:30, and the admission is £5. This is for intermediate, advanced students, working mediums, and a supportive audience are all welcome. Come and practice your evidential mediumship, inspirational speaking, spirit art, and platform presentation skills. Healing course. Leslie Morton is hosting a meeting at 7 p.m. on Friday the 28th of July here at Wimbledon Church for anyone who is interested in doing the new healing course at Wimbledon Church. The start date is to be confirmed by Leslie. And finally, on July the 30th, we have a demonstration of mediumship with our very own Ivan Lee and Mr. Ashley Robinson. At 7 o'clock, admission £5, and to be sure of getting a ticket, an advanced booking link is available on our Wimbledon Church Facebook pages, or pay at the door. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to ask Ivan to close the meeting with prayer. Thank you all for joining us today here at Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. Look forward to you joining us again. On behalf of Jackie and I bid you a good morning and have a great afternoon. Ivan, would you close our meeting with prayer?
Okay. Divine Spirit, dear Lord, we thank you for this morning, and we ask you to surround us in the bright white light of love and divine protection as we go through our daily lives, knowing that our loved ones are there, guiding us and comforting us through our ups and our downs, knowing that life is eternal, sending out love to friends seen and unseen, and to know ourselves a bit better so we can understand others even better. Amen.
Amen. So friends, at SBTV, thank you very much again. Thank you all for joining us. Look forward to seeing you again. Good morning. God bless you all. Bye-bye, friends.